Hello everyone and welcome to righthospitality.com. My name is Frits Hannenberg, and in this video presentation I'll be giving you more insight on how you can save money just by paying close attention to your procurement. Procurement is purchasing following a set system, and as you know, purchasing directly affects your bottom line. So here are some tips as a manager you don't want to miss. You probably know that purchasing can save you a great deal of money in the short and in the long run. Procurement, in essence, is purchasing following a set plan and a set strategy to get you the right products at the right price and at the right conditions. It does, however, require a couple of conditions that you have to have in place in order to do so. Real important that most of all, it has to have your priority. You cannot avoid your responsibilities as a manager here. If you don't do it, nobody will. Don't forget, cost of goods directly affect your bottom line, which implicates that you have to be involved in every step of the process, as simple as that. Now, if you're working in a boutique hotel, you are most likely already signing off on all the invoices anyway, but the bigger the place, the more chance of diffusion and therewith of losing money. So, how can you stay on top of your game? Here are 6 tips. Let's start with tip number 1. You have to set up a purchasing control system. Appoint someone in your organization in charge of procurement. Or even better, handle this yourself in support of your department heads. Independent or boutique resorts and private islands will seriously benefit when a general manager provides this procurement support. It helps even more to team up with your accounting department to get a second opinion or to use them as a vault keeper. Tip number 2, list everything that is bought. Start by using your capital expense and operating equipment spreadsheets that should be a part of your budget anyway to shift, organize and prioritize your procurement. The best way is to follow your department setup: rooms, front office, food and beverage, kitchen, etc. Don't forget to include your electricity and, for example, oil requirements if you run any boats, vehicles and special items as RO filters, genset alternators, etc. Tip number 3. Ask what is purchased. Simply question every purchase request for its necessity. Is this adding value to your guest experience? Why does your staff need this? Is this a replacement that cannot be fixed locally? Perhaps you knew rewiring a part in your generator may cost you only half the price of importing a new one. This only takes involvement and thinking outside of the box. If you only lose your attention for a minute, you could be signing off and approving something that would cost you dearly in the long run. A big concern I have is overstocking and over-assorting. Overstocking you do on quantities. Do you really need 2 sheets on the bed, 2 on the shelf and 4 in stock for every available bed? Over-assorting, on the other hand, you do on the variety and on the quality. Do you have to have 4 different sanitizers because your exec housekeeper and front office manager want that? How about paper towel users versus linen towels for the kitchen, the public areas and your maintenance? Right. So just by asking yourself a couple of questions, you get far more insight on how your procurement is functioning. Let's dig a little deeper. Ask a couple more questions to see where you can save money. Maintaining control is supported by tip number 4. Ask how it's purchased. The second most important point is, what are your purchasing guidelines? Are you buying in bulk? Which items could you buy in bulk, and if so, what are the savings when you would buy in bulk? Are you buying local, or can you bring in the goods yourself? Would it make sense to add a walk-in freezer or a new dry goods storage? Question your system constantly and you will save money. Don't follow the regular "we always did it so" mentality and challenge set principles to improve your bottom line just by asking how. Tip number 5. Ask how it's delivered. The bliss of suppliers. Does it make sense at what time the food is delivered? Is it interfering maybe with your prepping or your mise en place? If so, change it. Suppliers are in essence your service departments, so if they need to change their routine to support your efficiency, so be it. Can you reduce the volume of weekly deliveries so your staff is less distracted? Can your supplier keep your critical stock? Is your food arriving at the right temperature, and who is responsible for this? How about the packaging? Can your supplier reduce the amount of boxes and cases or crates to assist you in minimizing your waste? All these items matter. Tip number 6 is in essence, how is it paid? Are you buying on account? Why not switch to cash and negotiate a discount? Or extending your credit limit from 0 to 30 or maybe to 60 days to reduce the flux in your cash flow and therewith in your account interest charges. The other way around is possible, reducing it when your cash flow is not under pressure and negotiate a discount. Credit card expenses have ever so slightly increased. Can you renegotiate these? How about your bank expenses, like the cost per cash check versus a bank transfer? Talk to your suppliers to team up with them in reducing your finance expenses. The conditions are as much a part of the procurement process as the payment or the delivery is. Okay, so let's do a recap. In tip number 1, we covered setting up a control system. In tip number 2, you listed everything what was purchased. Tip number 3, why it was purchased, and in tip number 4, how it was purchased. Tip number 5 was how it was delivered, and tip number 6 is actually how it was paid for. Staying on the accounting side in that means that you have to determine whether or not it's a capital investment or it's an operating expense. Can it be spread over an X period, or should you digest it in the month that was purchased? If the rule is that everything under a Y dollar or euro value cannot be spread over an X period, it will seriously hurt your P&L. There you have it. Just 6 easy tips that can help you by saving money with your procurement. In case you already knew them, it's a good reminder. Otherwise, I hope they're beneficial to you. But remember, don't complain. Non-involvement losing money in your procurement. Visit our website for more information, tips and tricks. See you next time on www.ridehospitality.com. Thanks for watching.